They wanna know if I'm insane. I just don't accept defeat. But since I'm nominated, this is gonna be my acceptance speech. The big bro requesting me cause I'm a friend of the people. And I'm next to be in the game. I don't hear the referees whistling. Technically, Dixie, let me sing.
I was in the land of cotton, no time gone, forgotten, look away, look away, look away.
I forever see, don't go back or forever be a slave to the nation.
Howdy folks, Max Mogren here, oilfreefund.com with your Off News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us here. Focus is still on media literacy. Once again, picking on USA Today. You know, I don't like reading USA Today, but it is the most widely distributed and widely read newspaper in the United States. Okay? About 1.8 million of these get printed every day. Obviously, this is just one section. And an estimated 3 million Americans read it. In hard copy, about 31 million on the web. So close to 10% of Americans are reading this paper. Biggest in the country. A lot of the country is the only paper you can get that covers national news. So it's worth looking into. Once again, a whole lot of fluff, a whole lot of advertisement, not very much news. Looking at it this week, we've got 36 pages versus 42 pages last weekend. So we're looking at 6 less pages, 15% smaller, which is interesting. A lot less ads, 4.5 pages less ads. Still 14, 15 pages of sports and entertainment, no shortage of that. 2 pages of weather due to the tornadoes down in Texas. 2 pages of opinion. And a mere 7.5 pages that could be considered news in the news and money sections. Of that, about 70% of those news stories are fluff. So 7.5 pages of news, 70% fluff. In reality, there's only 2 or 3 pages of news. Breaking it down percentage-wise, that's 7% news and money, 14% Newsac, 5.5% opinion, 5.5% weather, 41.5% entertainment, and 26.5% ads. Okay, let's get right into it. Sports. Okay, you need to buy jet skis, what this ad's telling you. Great financing. Man boys riding horses. Man boys beating each other up in a cage. Man boys talking football. Man boys and Danica Patrick driving around in a race. Man boys throwing a ball through a hoop. More man boys riding horses. Man boys kicking a ball. Man boys throwing a ball and hitting it with a bat. Extensive statistics to keep you on top of what really matters. Sports stats. Man boys hitting a ball with a club. And man boys hitting a puck with a stick. There's your sports, America. Entertainment. We've got 4 pages of life, 2 pages of TV listings, and interestingly, no large ads in the life section this week. Nothing. Go traveling, play some golf, watch TV. That's what that says. So there's your sport, or there's your life, America. Go shopping, watch TV. Okay, weekend edition. Front page. Well, we're about 60% fluff. Everything that's X'd out on there is not news. You know, entertainment, this banner is just excessively big. American Idol, NASCAR, just fluff, advertisement. Headline stories about the tornadoes in Texas. Okay, we've got 2 full pages on Texas. Interesting. You know, whether you know about it or not, we live in an era of weather warfare. Climate modification, widespread weather modification, and there is the potential for it to be used as a weapon of war. Now, on the flip side, there is the potential for this technology to be used to prevent weather disasters. And so it prompts the question, you know, with America's NEXRAD atmospheric heating stations, and with our extensive geoengineering, stratospheric aerosol, solar radiation management, chemtrail programs, it makes you wonder why weather events like this can't be stopped. And interestingly, on page 3, U.S. weather is known for going to extremes. Number one with 80 to 90% of the planet's tornadoes. Okay? So we have the most extreme weather in the world, which prompts the question, why is that when over the last 50 to 60 years there have been intense covert programs in weather and climate manipulation, okay, led by the U.S. military. So, back to page 1. Will these deaths, we're still focusing on the garment factory collapse in Bangladesh. A lot of news about that in the paper this weekend. I don't know why when you consider all of the political dirt that's been unearthed. But, so that's pretty fluffy. And that basically takes up all of page 2 in addition to news about the lottery. Okay? So a lot of fluff. U.S. could take out Syrian air defenses remotely. Once again, as last week, we have USA Today calling Syria's troubles a 2-year civil war. Okay? It's not a civil war. It is a foreign invasion. Okay? It sounds like they're talking about shutting down Syria's air defenses with a cyber attack, with hacking. It sounds like science fiction. It's not hard to do this. Says Shlomo Narkolayev, an analyst who worked on cyber issues for the Israeli military. Okay? I don't know why we're dealing with Israel, but here we go. In 2007, Israeli attack on a suspected Syrian nuclear power plant. In 2007, bad typo there, repeating the date twice, provided a template for a future attack. The Israelis used the cyber attack to disable Syrian air defenses before aircraft entered Syrian airspace. Okay? So right here, front page, admitting that Israel bombed a suspected nuclear power plant in Syria in 2007. Syria has not attacked Israel. That's terrorism. State terrorism. Way to go, Israel. And then, it's funny too, it continues, the Pentagon has said any air campaign against Syria would be a challenge because of the size and sophistication of Syrian air defenses, which are far more extensive than in Libya, where the United States and NATO declared a no-fly zone in 2011. Okay, no-fly zone, that actually means bombing zone. There's a lot, NATO and the U.S. bombed Libya when we were invading Libya. Same thing in Syria. It's a mercenary army, funded, backed, supported by Western interests, and it is illegal war of aggression in Syria. Okay, page 2. Again, just a whole bunch on this garment operation, where they don't address all of the scandals with the IRS, targeting groups, political groups, the AP being wiretapped, and the Benghazi, the Fast and Furious. These important political scandals are not touched. Instead, we're worried about the safety of factories in the third world. Okay, 6 Americans killed in a bombing in Kabul. 2 U.S. soldiers were killed, and 4 from international security company DynCorp International. Okay, those are the private mercenaries. There's a lot of these private armies. You get done with your military service, you can make a lot more money as a private contractor, and there's no oversight. So, Afghanistan, still war over there. Okay, page 3 is all tornado news, except notably there's a very small blurb on the IRS scandal, and then a little take on the Boston bombing. Once again, direct contradiction to the facts. We've got photographic evidence. So it says, Dzhokhar Zarnev, the man charged with the Boston Marathon bombings, allegedly scrawled a message on an inside wall of the vessel in which he claimed responsibility for the attacks. Okay, so they're saying this guy, when he was hiding in the boat in the backyard in Boston, was writing a note and accepting responsibility for the attacks. The message suggested attacks were mounted in response to the U.S. wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Here's where the lie, I don't know if that's true. I doubt it. But here's the lie. Written while the suspect lay seriously wounded. Okay? Look at these pictures of the boat I'm going to drop in. There's no blood inside this boat. Notice on the outside there is blood on the wheel well cover. So how did this guy, he was not severely wounded in the boat. He was wounded after he climbed out of the boat on his own volition. But here in USA Today it says, Zokhar Zarnev, bleeding from the neck and other wounds, was captured April 19th while hiding in a boat. The owner alerted police to the location after finding blood on the outside of the boat. Okay? Well, as I said, there's no blood inside the boat. So the official story, the official story on the Boston bombing stinks 1,000 ways. If you want more info, watch. I made 2 or 3 videos about that earlier, but it's still in the news. Okay. Page 4. Buy a new TV recorder. Big ad. Page 5. Obama rallies military brass on sex assault crisis. Okay? They don't touch the AP wiretapping. Instead, they're putting the heat on the Pentagon. 26,000 instances of unwanted sexual contact. A 35% increase since 2010. Okay? So, that whole situation stinks. Kind of funny. Last week, the military announced a survey in which it estimated there were 26,000 instances of sexual assault. Okay? Maybe part of the problem is the fact that they have to estimate those statistics instead of knowing them. They're probably not putting too much effort into it. And the military is a global killing machine. Okay? Of course, people are going to behave poorly when they are part of a aggressive global killing machine. Common sense. Okay, House group reaches immigration deal. A lot of nonsense in here. Much of Thursday's hearing focused on the E-Verify program, a computer-based system that allows business owners to check the immigration status of new hires against federal databases. The bill would require all U.S. businesses to use the program within 5 years. But the new amendment says that they would have to use it within 1.5 years, arguing that the program should be implemented as soon as possible. Okay? So under the guise of an immigration bill, we've got this big government database screening hiring. Okay? Everybody's going to get run through that thing. And what if you've been declared a terrorist? What if you've been declared clinically insane by the state for expressing opinions that are not popular? Okay? These are the issues that are concerning. IRS scandal is addressed, but Obama takes no heat. Just these officials resigning. Interestingly, second official resigning, Joseph Grant, commissioner of the agency's tax-exempt and government entities division, will retire on June 3rd. Interestingly, Grant was elevated to the position of commission of the division last week, 2 days before the agency confirmed the targeting of Tea Party groups and conservative organizations applying for tax-exempt status. So it sucks to be this Grant guy, 2 days, and he's getting the boot. Bad timing. Okay? Obama opposes investigation. Go figure. Okay, page 6 and 7. This is where it gets just absolutely ridiculous. So we got a huge TV ad, huge ad for Embassy Suites. And this is America, but we've got news about an Irish abortion ban, okay? That's a divide and conquer distraction issue. There's no answer to the abortion debate. They've been doing it for years, for decades. Pro-choice, pro-life, it's an issue that there is no answer to. So what do? Well, we're going to focus on the Irish and their abortion debate, How about we address the AP wiretapping scandal, right? Okay. Benghazi emails unleash flood of questions, criticism. Okay, this is interesting. Dozens of emails released by the White House reveal that Obama administration officials were behind the crafting of a false narrative about the attack in Benghazi, Libya. The communications raise questions about who called the shots and why, says an analyst, blah, 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 blah. Here's a quote from a Republican rep from Utah. It's widely accepted as fact now that the White House was demonstrably false. I think there was clarity in the beginning, but it became obscured by fiction over the course of time. Okay, they're trying to turn Benghazi into a partisan issue. Bottom line, the government lies all the time. The White House lies. And it's funny, you know, these lies and this negligence and who knows what else that caused these deaths of these American ambassadors is being lumped as just a byproduct of, or, you know, as part of partisan politics. 8 and 9, what do we got here? State by state, okay? Another ad for the full page waste of paper ad. State by state, I went through all these painfully, 90% fluff. Let's see. Washington, D.C. Utility regulators are raising everybody's rates $3 a month on average for gas. Okay? You know, natural gas for your home. Idaho. Here's some interesting news. Timothy Wenger, warden of the privately run Idaho Correctional Center, quit a month after the company acknowledged that his employees falsified thousands of hours of staffing records during much of 2012. Okay? Private prison in Idaho. Breaking the law. You know, the private prison system is a joke. The problem with private prisons is it creates a demand for prisoners, whether they're innocent or not, or if they're in there for crimes like marijuana possession. It's a joke. Okay, Kentucky laying off teachers. And Powell, Wyoming. You know, most of the news is crap. These are the only ones that are good. Wyoming, Northwest College is starting construction on a $14.5 million building to house nursing, allied health, criminal justice, and law enforcement education programs. Okay? So that shows you what's being invested in. Okay? Nursing, allied health, criminal justice, law enforcement. Why? Police state, medical mafia. They need more workers to pull off the scams. You know, locking people up for a profit and making people sick and overcharging them to get well again. The two biggest industries in America. The military-industrial prison complex and the allopathic medicine mafia. Let's not forget the banksters. Okay, on to opinion 10A. Really tackling the big issues. The making of your clothes might have resulted in death. Bangladesh. Okay? You know, how about we talk about the AP wiretapping scandal? Or the IRS targeting constitutionalists, patriots, Tea Party activists, etc. You know, so this article basically just tries to make people feel guilty for wearing clothes. And it actually has an ad for H&M, Calvin Klein, and Tommy Hilfiger discreetly placed in it. Interestingly, this is important, this article bashes, this opinion piece bashes on JCPenney and Walmart. Okay? Now, what's funny too, the opposing view, this one has got a hidden advertisement for Disney, praises Disney, and it bashes Walmart again. We get to the money section, you're going to see Walmart get bashed a third time in USA Today. Okay? Conservative case for gay marriage, not issue. You know, the medical reform is a joke, right? Your say, military justice, Pentagon failure to stem sexual assaults, a disgrace. Okay, 26,000 cases of unwanted sexual contact. And I like, there's one opinion in here I like. Matthew Van Hall. I can't recommend anyone to enlist until sex crimes are actually prosecuted in the military. Why recommend your loved ones put themselves into a position where they will abuse or be abused? Okay? People, war itself is an abuse. The police state is state-sponsored terrorism. Intimidating and threatening and blowing people up and locking them up is abuse. The military has been used for abusive purposes for decades, notably in the last years in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, and a whole host of other countries. Up to 75 covert wars going on right now around the world. So, you want to talk abuse at the Pentagon? Let's talk about the abuse of planet Earth and the people that live on it. A lot more victims than 26,000. Okay, and here finally on page 11A in the opinion section we get a little coverage of the Justice Department illegally seizing phone records for journalists. Okay? The government says they were investigating a leak that jeopardized national security. Okay? Well, if the government gets caught lying, as they do all the time, is that what they mean by a threat to national security? Because it threatens their basic legitimacy and the trust that anybody could conceivably put into them? I think so. So it's no wonder that they're cracking down on journalists, because they're losing this information war. Okay? The magic words, "put Americans at risk," have been used to justify many press crackdowns wanted by the White House. President Obama speaks with a forked tongue. He wants a free press. Yeah, right. But at the same time, his administration wants to stop all leaks, including the information of value to the press. The free press cannot hold the government accountable without information about what is really happening in the country and abroad. Valerie Prom. You're absolutely right, Valerie. Okay? So a lot of crap. Cartoons. It's funny. The cartoons kind of suck this week. One turns the IRS thing into a partisan issue. The other one focuses pro-life, pro-choice, divide and conquer. One compares Obama to Nixon, which is pretty accurate, but Obama's a lot worse. And then we've got an Associated Press reporter sitting at his desk, and he says, "Now where did I put those whistleblower phone numbers?" He's got papers in coffee cups all over his desk. And coming out of the closet, there's and it's a DOJ gloved hand handing him a piece of paper. So, there we have it. Weather, whole lot of nothing. You know, don't forget about this weather warfare shit. It's important. Money section, we've got 3 pages of ads, 3 pages of money. You know, waste of space. These are just ads these are like hidden ads, covert ads. It's funny here, the snapshot. How many internships should college grads have to be competitive? Well, they interviewed Edico Way to Work survey of 500 hiring managers. 51% said 2, okay? 33% said 1. And there's no option for 0. It says other responses 7%. So, the message here, work for free, kids. You know, you got $100,000 of student loan debt. Too bad. You're going to need it to work at least 1, better 2 internships to get a job. Okay? That's the news there. This is an ad for Facebook stock. This guy is saying buy the bubble. Don't buy the bubble. And this guy is saying, this article says, Midwest refinery woes pump up gas price pain. Now, they don't actually say what's wrong with these refineries. There's no mention. They just say gas prices are going up, and it's because of refineries. So don't blame the greed of the oil companies, and don't blame the actual supply constraints. They want to make us believe that we are dripping in newfound crude oil, you know? While the U.S. may be dripping in newfound crude oil deposits, okay, it's not actually true. You know, fracking is horrible. Coal to gas, natural gas to gas, not good stuff. So, free energy tech, people. You know, we got to evolve as a civilization. Here we go, page 2, birthday cake stuff. That's an ad for the flavoring of birthday cakes. Our guy telling us to buy the bubble. Health law, you know, the healthcare system is a scam. We're getting ripped off. Here we go, this is funny, page 3. We got an ad for Chevy disguised as journalism. Then we got a slam ad on Ford disguised as journalism. This is the continuation of the Facebook plug that says tech IPOs ready for a reboot. So maybe that Facebook stock's going up. They've been doing a great job of cracking down on dissent and suppressing alternative voices. That's for sure. Here we go. I talked about Walmart and JCPenney getting slammed in that opinion piece. Well, in money too. JCPenney's losses double. Walmart's earnings not so rosy either. So it's another slam attack on those 2 companies, just like in the opinion piece. I don't know why, you know. Ad, fluff about the FCC, you know. And then the back, we've got just a lot of stats. One thing that's funny, there's a little blurble in here about crowdfunding. You know, there's all these new crowdfunding sources, and it's pretty cool. I'm hoping to get a project crowdfunded at some point here. But it's saying you don't want to invest in crowdfunding companies because we're not sure if they're going to work, right? Crowdfunding is a relatively new phenomenon in which entrepreneurs can promote their plans online and solicit donations from the general public, okay? So, this guy, the article here is that crowdfunding is not worth investing in. We do not approve of crowdfunding. I think the reason for that is because basically it's like a grassroots stock market, right? If you can get enough funding, you know, some of these projects have earned, or, you know, they've had millions of dollars invested $1 at a time through the people speaking with their dollars. And Wall Street doesn't like that because it is competition for them. They want to be the ones that control the money supply and who gets how much money at what rates. So they're saying crowdfunding is not worth investing in. But what's funny is the entire stock market is a crowdfunding enterprise, right? I mean, yeah, it's evolved into other things. It's a crooked global casino now. But it is crowdfunding where people invest their money into enterprises they would like to see succeed. Same as the new crowdfunding site. So if USA Today is bashing on crowdfunding, support crowdfunding. That's the news, folks. Once again, you know, 36 pages. They're down several pages from last week. Here in USA Today, we only really get about 7% real news, 14% Muzak, like, you know, Muzak, the canned music, just fluff news, 5.5% opinion, 5.5% weather due to the tornadoes in Texas, 41.5% entertainment, and 26% ads. So the paper is almost half entertainment. It's almost 70% entertainment and ads. That's your news, America. Don't read USA Today. Let me do it for you. One day a week. Don't buy it. Don't visit their website. It's the worst newspaper in America. Y'all have a great day. Peace.
Friend. Yeah. Hey, where we at? Yeah. Let's get Lupe, cool. Now, more doors. Porsche, now, more doors. Sedan, 4 more. Now, more doors. More doors in that Lord of the Rings that Frodo went to war for. You see more than war for. Oh, Lord of War. When Nicholas lost his brother. Damn, bro him. No man. Too slow for my program. Need punk rock, not slow jams. Mosh pits, not hold hand. Or slow dance, or romance. I take this bitch like Lupe. Put it right into those hands. Tell her how this gon' go, man.
Call us animals. We are more like cannibals. Follow rules, what rules? We don't ever answer to. No king tuts, presidents. This is more like a ritual. What am I scared of death for? Life is just an interlude. Yeah, let's begin this interview. I know they got a lot of questions. I don't have on a unitard, but I can answer the detective. None of these dicks can trace me. I don't go that direction. This is the beginning of a massacre. I'm tired of getting treated like a step kid.
Well, step in, cause this Dosage from Philly, and he's so sick. And he my friend, so we your friend. That's who Lupe fiasco with.
Yeah, they wanna know if I'm insane. I just don't accept defeat. But since I'm nominated, this is gonna be my acceptance speech. The big bro requesting me cause I'm a friend of the people. And I'm next to be in the game. I don't hear the referees whistling. Technically, Dixie, let me sing.
I was in the land of cotton, no countdown, not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away.
I forever see, don't go back or forever be a slave to the nation. Touche, Lupe, this is history in the making.
Oh, we so in Smithsonian's when the story ends. We was there when the story started, making history before we's artists. You know we's targets, and Tarjay's always star shit. Or shall I say hot wire, ride around reckless and double park it. Look how many fines let the car get. Take the boots off and throw the tickets in the garbage. Then go to court just to get up on smart shit. Tell the motherfucking judge it's all ours.
Animals, we are more like